The air in Washington, D.C. was always heavy with history, but in January of 2017, it felt different, charged, almost electric. The world was watching as Donald J. Trump took the oath of office, a billionaire outsider stepping into the most powerful position on earth. For some, it was a moment of triumph, a victory for the forgotten voices of America. For others, it was a time of dread, a leap into the unknown with a man who thrived on chaos. Few could have predicted how much his time in the White House would redefine not only politics but the very soul of the nation. Anthony Scaramucci, the sharp-tongued Wall Street financier who had once been dismissed by Trump only to return briefly as his communications director, knew the contradictions of Trump better than most. He admired Trump's energy, his ability to connect with the working-class voter, but he also saw the flaws, the impulsiveness, the thirst for loyalty above competence. To Anthony, judging Trump's presidency wasn't about blind loyalty or outright hatred. It was about honesty. And honesty meant confronting the uncomfortable truth that leadership could both inspire and divide. On the other side of this reflection was H.R. McMaster, a decorated three-star general and national security advisor during some of the most critical moments of Trump's term. Unlike Scaramucci, McMaster had spent his life in disciplined service to his country, trained to think strategically, to weigh risks and consequences before taking action. For him, Trump was an anomaly, a leader with raw instincts but little patience for strategy, a man who could inspire confidence in one breath and sow confusion in the next. Their stories, though different in perspective, converged on a single question: what was the true legacy of Donald Trump's time in the White House? Trump's early days were marked by sweeping promises: border security, trade reform, the unraveling of global agreements. He stormed into Washington with a businessman's bravado, eager to tear down the old ways and rebuild the system in his own image. His supporters cheered him on, hungry for disruption. But disruption is a double-edged sword. The same energy that brought change also sparked chaos. Anthony remembered the short time he spent in the White House vividly. The West Wing wasn't the polished, methodical place he had imagined, it was a whirlwind. Decisions were made in bursts of emotion. Staffers jockeyed for influence. Loyalty was the currency that mattered most. Anthony, who had once called Trump a hack politician, found himself both enthralled and disturbed by the atmosphere. This isn't governance, he thought. This is survival. McMaster's perspective was harsher, though rooted in respect for the office. He had watched Trump's dealings with world leaders, his late-night tweets that could shift markets and alter alliances. As a soldier, McMaster believed in discipline and long-term vision. Trump, however, was a man of instinct, governed by gut.